You've been doing some work. Rachel Friedland, back
Hi.
on the pod. Thank you. Third time's the charm. Not that the other two weren't good.
No, the other two were flawless, but it's only going to get better.
Love the attitude.
It is.
Great.
I love coming and chatting with you.
Yeah, I do. I enjoy them as well.
It makes my brain feel good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It was funny because a little behind the scenes moment, but we hung out the other night and I said something that made you go, "Excuse me, what the fuck?" And I really liked eliciting that response from you.
It was you saying that you need to be seen. You don't feel like you've been fulfilled.
Yeah.
Over a weekend if you haven't gone out.
I don't feel alive.
Okay. Alive is a strong word. I think that's what took me by surprise.
Yeah. I don't feel alive unless I am seen on the weekends, on my time, on my downtime. And JD truly went, "Everyone shut the fuck up right now. We need to get to the bottom of this."
Like that's a strong statement. Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a minute to figure out. It was sometime after lockdown. I think I was like just spending so many weekends inside that didn't feel fulfilling to me as someone who is very extroverted and loves to have plans and likes to be meeting people. I'm a little chit chatter. I'll talk to whoever. I love meeting someone new.
Another thing that took me by surprise when you said you go to the gym, you're also very chatty.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
I know.
Everyone's got headphones on. Everyone's like, don't fucking talk to me.
Well, I feel because of the gym I used to go to was like a local community gym. And I would go. Rec center. Not even like, I mean, I guess in LA you could maybe call it that, but it was small. It wasn't a rec center. It was small. So everyone, I would see the same people every morning.
And they're invested
4
in your
days
gains.
a week. And we're all invested in each other's gains. And I mean, it would start with just stuff like, are you still using this machine? How, whatever.
How many reps you got?
Sure. Or how many reps you got? Or it would just be like, hey, I've seen you around. I'm so-and-so. Like, you're new here. Welcome to this gym. Like, it just had a very friendly vibe.
Okay, that's good. You didn't feel threatened or anything.
No, never felt.
Threatened's a hard word. But
sure. Never felt grossed out. Yeah. And everyone was very respectful. Also, the gym I went to was like the premier gay gym of Silver Lake.
Oh, well, that's a whole different vibe. I don't even.
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
Women go into a gay gym. Yeah.
They didn't have a women's restroom until like the mid-aughts. Yeah.
So it's a very male exclusive.
Yeah, no, it was.
Like no women allowed.
It was to the point where, because I made a gym friend, my initial gym friend there, and he was the one who told me like, yeah, they used to have a sauna in one of the bathrooms, in one of the men's restrooms. Like it was just a bathhouse, and Silver Lake used to be the like premier queer community, like neighborhood. And so, yeah, he was the one who was like, yeah, they didn't have a women's locker room for the longest time. So it just it was a very like inviting space in general. And because I'm such a meathead, I would not be afraid to ask people for help with like equipment or loading a barbell or, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
And that gym unfortunately closed. And a handful of people who went to that gym now go to this new gay gym. And so they're my buds who are like
gay gym.
Yeah, my gay gym. It's my tier 2 gay gym. So I still see those guys at the new gym. And then because I'm there every, however many mornings a week, you see all the same characters and it kind of feels like they're your coworkers, where it's like, hey, yeah, we're all here today and here's what we're working on.
That's another thing that I thought was interesting. You categorize a lot of things in your life as work.
Oopsies.
Yeah, gym is work. You're like, I have my work, and then like comedy work.
Yeah.
Then social work.
Do I love work? Am I a capitalistic pig? Oink, oink.
Wow. Okay. Well, you're putting that on there.
And I'm saying it. I'm asking.
I mean, I don't think so, but I mean, the idea of working all the time, I feel like for me was really broken through COVID stuff, getting furloughed and then being like, what the fuck?
Sure.
Because I'd been working since I could.
Yeah.
Even when my parents were like, you should go get a job at 14, or whatever, like just go show up and ask if they'll let you work or whatever. And they're like, no, you need a work permit.
You're like, have you ever heard of breaking child labor laws?
Yeah.
Do you want to start with me?
Yeah, for real. And they're like, just go with your grandpa in the summers and work with him.
Oh
so
my
that's what I
God.
But yeah, and my mom's constantly like, if you're not working, like her work is tied to her value.
100%.
Yeah. So I mean, I always I'm more hypersensitive to people like saying, talking about work now.
Sure.
So
I say that about both of my parents where their hobby is working. Like they love what they do kind of thing. So
I don't. That's nice.
I guess, but I think it's a sickness as well, you know, where I'm like, I don't know that either one of them will retire because I don't know that they have hobbies. Like, I don't know that they have things that they just
my mom's like, if I'm not working, what am I doing?
Exactly. I mean, like, and you know, both my parents divorced, but like separately, love to travel, love to go out to eat, like love to go do things, you know, but truly without their work, I'm like, I don't know that they know what their identity is either. And certainly I think growing up watching them being like constantly working or like a lot of my childhood, I just remember being like, it was a lot of phone calls. It was a lot of my parents being on phone calls and being like, hold on 1 minute, I'm doing this. Or like, you know, mom at the counter clacking away on her laptop. Like,
interesting.
Yeah. A lot of,
when I do call my mom, she's usually at work.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm at Target. I'm on my way to the gym or something. You know, just thinking about, should I give you a call? She's like, I'm at work. Like my mom and my wife's parents and my parents have never met.
What?
Because they've never met.
Why?
But well, we tried to get together one time. Like we really almost got them all together one time. But my mom canceled it because it was a work night. And she was like, I got to work in the morning.
When did you guys get married?
I can't come down to Denver 2020. So it's been, I mean, we've been together since 2015.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my mom's never made it a priority.
I was going to say, is it not an issue? It must not be an issue for either you or Mallory or your either sets of parents.
I think it'd be nice, but again, I don't think they get along. I mean, I don't think they'd like go out of their way to be like,
sure,
hey, we should hang out or anything. They're not going to be friends.
Yeah.
In that sense, you know, like they, you know. I guess
do they have each other's phone numbers, like in case of emergency?
I don't think so.
That would be my only thing where I'd be like, you should just have this.
Okay.
Just in case.
I should give my mom my mother-in-law's phone number.
Sure.
In case we died in Italy.
Literally. I'm like, if something happened, for a while I
don't even think a funeral would bring them together. Because if it's on a work night, my mom's not coming.
She's like, honey, could we move your funeral? I actually have a really important call in the morning. Yeah.
I'm dead.
What does your mom do for work?
She's just like, I can't really.
Know.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say?
I don't know, to be honest.
She works for the government.
No. It's not even anything cool. It's like she's doing like, you know, just data entry at she's done that before.
Wow.
It's all just basic.
Wow.
I think she was working for some kind of like ammo, people that make like scopes and ammo for guns. And she was just like the receptionist, I think. I don't know what exactly.
Is your house decked out in like the company's gear?
No, that's a fairly recent hire.
Okay.
The only thing I knew my mom did like career-wise, she went to school to be a dentist assistant.
Okay.
And then she got a job there for like a month.
Oh.
Didn't like it and went back to her
that's like a lot
job.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she just didn't like it. So, I mean, that's the only like career traditional, I mean, I don't know. She's made a career. I mean, she's worked her whole life and like, you know, she supported us and all that jazz. But like the only career thing I've ever known her to do was that.
Sure.
She had kids really young.
Damn.
You know, like 16, 17.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah.
Mama.
Yep.
Literally.
Mom. Yep.
Literally mama. But I love my little gym coworkers.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how we got so far afield. But yeah,
I love
work
my
a
little
lot.
gym coworkers.
You're all about work.
I'm all about work. Apparently. No one, I have not received that feedback before. So this is news to me. Okay. But then like, there were more friends I made there because I was like, I see you guys here every morning.
Yeah.
And they're little gym buds.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think
and
it's
Justin,
good.
They're always there. And so I finally was like, hey guys, I always see you. I just wanted to introduce myself.
Yeah.
But I'm that person.
Yeah, you are that person. Everyone likes that. Who doesn't like a ray of sunshine? You know?
Haven't met a person
That's
yet.
what I think. I mean, a couple of my friends are like that. You know, it's like everybody loves them. They're super friendly.
Sure.
You know, they are the sunshine when they come in the room, which is nice. You know, I think it has to be exhausting, right? I guess is what I'm getting at. It's like, I can't do that because I'm already exhausted thinking
That's so
about
funny.
it.
No.
But that energizes you in a way. Huh?
I love it. I'm a little pig. I'm a little piggy for attention.
Keep referring yourself as a pig.
And I really do. And people hate it. But I'm a little piggy oink oink for attention. I love it. And if I can receive that energy back of people being like, I'm also excited to see you.
Has anyone ever given you that much attention back? Like the ray of sunshine that you're giving is intense enough.
My little gym friends.
They're giving you the same amount of energy?
The gay ones.
Well, you know, they are little balls of sunshine themselves.
They are. The straight ones are very like, hello and how are you?
Yeah.
And I will not be disrespectful.
You.
Yeah, very much so. To the point where I've asked some of them because the three straight dudes, and I'm sorry to be categorizing everyone, but truly the three straight guys who I'm buds with in the gym, I will ask them for like help with lifts or form questions or whatever. And they're always very like, and do you want me to watch? Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me? And I'm like,
wow, yeah,
like
yeah.
they are very respectful, and I do love it.
Okay, no, that's good. I mean, better than the alternative, huh?
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No one's ever been gross, but yeah, it does. It energizes me. It feeds me, which is why I'm like on the weekends I want to go out and be seen. I feel like
You're putting in all the work at the gym.
Yeah.
Now you want to go.
Yeah, I want to go play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say the term "work hard, play hard" applies to you? Because it's all just work.
Here's what's funny is that you say that and I go, ew. I don't like working.
Okay, it's not the play. Okay.
I don't know that I work hard. Day job.
I mean, you're out there doing stuff.
I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I guess I do.
Constantly doing stuff.
But
you don't think of it as work.
No.
Which I guess is the secret.
I think of my day job as work.
Okay, yeah.
That feels like work. And that feels exhausting. And there were a lot of times last year, my job has like changed a lot just in like responsibility, capacity, things like that.
Do you have the same job that you had the last time we recorded? Because you said you just started a new job and it was draining you so much.
And it was that job.
You stopped sucking and fucking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You stopped putting in the work downtown.
I stopped putting in the work everywhere. It was so stressful last year. And it's changed so much this year, for which I'm very grateful.
The same job has changed.
The same job has changed. And so now I feel like I have a lot of energy back up here, which is great because it was like zapping me on all fronts. So I would like last year it was a lot of like, I come home from work and just sit on the couch and like, that was it. But it felt really sad to me to just be like, I'm too tired to go invest in myself in these other ways, right? Like through dates or seeing friends or going out to dinner or what, I just felt so like stressed and worn out, and it just wasn't.
Now, what changed? Management or
someone left the company that I worked with, and so then it just kind of like changed the capacity.
It's crazy when things can happen like that.
God bless. And God bless. Yeah, because I was like, I am not long for this job if it stays this way.
Yeah, well, it's nice that it did change for the better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So now I can go out and be seen.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have the energy to do it.
You been dating around again? You feeling you got the wind beneath your wings?
The wind is, I don't
know. Because you were talking about the poly thing, and
that's right.
Were pretty gung-ho about a relationship when we first recorded, and then you had gotten out of it.
Yeah.
Or out of it being serious. Yeah. And you were just fuck buddies, kind of. Yeah. Is what I got the vibe with. Yeah. Where are we at now?
Well, that has since ended. Yeah, that has since ended.
You murdered him.
Yeah.
I mean, did it end badly?
No,
amicably?
I guess I would say amicably. I think it just reached a point where I was like, I actually, my feelings are hurt, and I don't feel like my hurt feelings got acknowledged through the transition of like, we are dating seriously to like, we are dating casually. Mm-hmm. And there were a couple comments that were made that I was like, I don't know how to tell you that like, when you bring up these things, it hurts my feelings. And like, I feel like you say things very callously and like don't consider how it might. Anyway, and I was like, I think I just don't need to be holding on to this person past the point of like, we had this like beautiful, wonderful, lovely thing. Sure. And it can end and I can leave it be. I really love to hold on to something. I was dating someone last year where, again, like very cool, fun, like a little 3-month situation. And we reached a point where I was like, I just don't think we're compatible ultimately. And that's okay.
That's crazy.
And then,
I mean, it's like hard.
Yeah, it's hard
to come to that and then communicate that. That's what's crazy. It's like having to hurt this person in a way,
Sure. Well, and it was interesting because I think I had said like, hey, I just don't think we're compatible. And he was like, yeah, I've been thinking about that too. And I was like, have you been thinking about it the moment I bring it up? Interesting. And so, then it was like, well, now what? Because we like each other, right? Like on a personal level, interpersonal level, we like each other. And someone was like, well, do we just want to be friends? And I was like, no, like I actually don't just want to hang out. I don't just want to hang. You're cool, but I don't. Friends. I do have friends.
Yeah,
and I don't mean to be that person who's like, I have friends. I don't need one friend. But like, I do not. Ultimately.
Yeah, don't say it like that. Yeah, say it in the second way.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, I do not.
Yeah. Is it hard for you to not be liked by people? Because that Ray of Sunshine person, I think one of my other friends who's that person, it is hard for them to think that people don't like them. That's why they're so motivated to be.
I think it's hard for me to like let go.
You're like, I'm going to hit you more with sunshine if, like, to get you like me. So breaking up would be hard, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Because now that was the second time I tried to transition a relationship from like, we are dating to like, we are doing less than dating, but we still kind of are connected. And like, I still want to like keep a bookmark on you kind of thing, you know, where it's like, don't fully go away, but like, maybe we can make it work as friends. And then tried to make it work with that guy as friends. And then I was like, what am I doing? Like, I don't need to hold on to this, you know, but I think it is hard to fully extract from someone when you're like, but I met someone I like. And like, how rare is that? And it's so exciting and cool and fun. And like all the little butterflies I was feeling like, made me feel so good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's hard to like fully, I think, extract from that. But I'm trying to be better about it because
such a clinical word.
Yeah. Well, it's my work, and
it's when you love what you do.
It's the fuck clinic, and we are extracting.
You're entering the fuck clinic.
But that is, that's a word I stole from a friend who she calls it the extraction. And I was like, I do kind of like that because that is what it is. Like when you're, you know, like I'm not going to call it decoupling. Yeah, like we're moving apart or whatever. So yeah, I dated him for a while. And then I think last year I was just a little bit like, what am I doing? Like with my life in general, like job was so hard and job was so much of my life. Job was my personality. Like day job was my personality. And I hated that. And I was like, I guess I'm dating as a hobby now instead of
making it your work.
Yeah, instead of making it my work, it was my hobby. And like, I don't really know what I was doing with comedy. Like I had, you know, like a handful of like road gigs and run an open mic. God bless.
Still? You still doing that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Wow. There's still some light in your eyes. So
yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Usually it, you know, really runs people down.
Well, we keep our mic to an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a time limit.
You're really protecting yourself.
Yes.
You got to have boundaries.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I love hosting a mic.
I think more boundaries with the comedy than you do with the relationships.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I've been with the comedy for long enough that I know.
You're a pro.
I've run mics for 3 hours and been like, this is miserable. Nobody wants this.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely nobody wants this. So anyway, and then I think I got a little wayward on like, what am I doing? And so at the end of last year, I was very exhausted with dating, which I haven't been since I've been single since 2019. Just felt really like wanted to change my profile to have a lot of passive aggressive verbiage in it.
Interesting.
Again, I swipe across men's profiles with that. That's like, not here to be your text buddy. Like, only message if you're down to meet up. And I was always like, that's so much. Like, what if I don't find you interesting and we match? Like, what? And I don't want to meet up with you. That is what it is. So anyway, found myself being very annoyed and then deleted all the apps, which was the first time I deleted the app since 2019, which I don't know if that is a good or a bad thing or a weird thing.
I mean, that's just how you do it these days, huh?
I guess.
Like, that's just how you... Have you met anybody IRL like that?
No.
Okay.
No. Which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think
because everyone's so gung-ho.
I've met people at a bar, but I've never met somebody and slept with them like that.
Oh. Well,
I mean, from a bar, like a one-night stand kind of thing.
I mean,
I like worked with people that, you know, things like that.
Okay.
Friends, but not like just met a stranger at a bar.
Sure. Certainly in my 20s.
Okay.
Certainly in my early mid-20s. But then I think
it's easier for women.
Well, yeah, easier for women, but also I'm like, then I was in a relationship for 3.5 years, then it was lockdown. So I'm like, I just think the scene
it's different. Changes.
Has changed. And I'm someone who, for someone who's as social as I am, I was like, I would love to meet someone IRL. What a treat, what a dream. I go out. I haven't met anyone.
Well, yeah, you were just at the bar. You said, or the coffee shop. That's my bar.
Yeah.
But you're at the coffee shop. You're out there.
I'm out
you went and got breakfast by yourself.
By my damn self.
I know, yeah.
I'm sitting there writing. I'm the most interesting bitch you've seen today.
Exactly. I was like, damn, that's like how the movie starts.
And no one's sucking on my toes. It's crazy.
Wow, okay.
Come on.
Yeah. What's a girl got to do? I don't know.
I don't know either. So I'm back on the apps, all that to say. I
deleted them.
But I was like, it was cool because I was very busy with comedy at the end of last year, which was great. And then I was traveling a lot. So I was like, it'll be a nice break to be like, I'm, you got to reinvest in yourself, doing stand-up, traveling, lovely time. Don't want to have time to date kind of thing, just kind of like push it out.
Keep yourself busy.
And then
then you don't feel.
And I love
Yeah.
work, so
I love work.
and then you
To
wake
see
up
it in
one.
your eyes.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love work.
I love work. And it was going fine until you wake up one day and you're like, I'm the horniest I've ever been. In the last 6 months, at least.
Okay.
And then it's like, all right, I guess it's time to get back on an app because I've not, I don't know, met anyone IRL, not put in the effort.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's also like, where am I going? I'm going to comedy shows and open mics.
Yeah, and you're not dating comics.
I'm not
You have
dating
a
comics.
Firm line on that.
I do have a firm line on that.
What about audience members? Have you had? I mean, because I'm sure people are DMing you, right?
No one DMs me.
No one DMs you?
Nah.
Wow.
Nah.
What do you think that's about?
I don't know. I talk about my grandma too much, I guess. They're like, you're the lady with the horny ass grandma.
No, you're talking about weddings on the last set I saw.
Yeah.
You're talking about some wedding traditions, some
Yes.
interesting wedding stuff. I just went to a wedding in Italy, and it's like interesting.
Oh, what did they do? What were the traditions?
I mean, it was like they didn't do the thing where it was a gay wedding, so
Okay.
two ladies getting together.
Well, one of them could still
yeah, they could do that,
under
but
the
I don't think they
dress.
did. Yeah, they didn't want to do that.
But they were Americans getting married in Italy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was one of the bride's dreams was to get married in Florence,
Cute.
Italy, and they made it happen.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was cool. Nicest wedding I've ever been to. Not like I've been to a
Sure.
lot, but
Yeah.
I mean, who's gonna beat that? I mean, that's top tier right there.
You're saying friends? Who is going to beat that? please try.
Everyone else has been married.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's
Damn.
gonna happen.
So what?
Well, maybe yours. How could you top that? Do you want a big wedding?
I've truly never thought about what my wedding is going to be like.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I don't have.
All right. Well,
I know.
well,
I just don't.
you
I
put
don't
in
know.
some work there. Okay,
Yeah, I
no, I'm just-
should.
no, I'm just
No, I
talking about
really think that having divorced parents at 13 really was like, well, this looks bad, and I don't want to do it.
Sure.
So I've never thought about like what kind of dress would I wear? What would my wedding look like? But I'm not opposed to the idea. The other week I said I would love to get proposed to, genuinely, because I want to know the feeling. Like I want to know, like, what's that interaction like? Am I excited about it? Am I actually like, we gotta talk?
Yeah.
Not right now. Is it at a baseball game? Like, where are we? Are we in a mall?
Yeah, jumbotron.
Yeah. But I don't know that it's annoying because I don't know that I want to get married, but I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
If I met the right person, sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm not out in these streets like, and I'm looking for a husband and I am
Yeah.
looking to get married because I just
I
think
met some people like that, and they're scary.
no, 100%. And like, but that's what we're told to
They're like
do.
Terminator 2 focused.
Sure.
They're just I feel like they're just analyzing everybody. Yeah, they'll see somebody and then like facts about them comes up on
Sure,
the
and
side,
it's
and
like,
they're like
here are all the reasons why we
thumbs
can't
up
do
something.
this.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
what makes them a good partner,
Sure.
or never like, are we compatible? It's like, what's his job like? What's,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Yeah. And I'm not I don't want kids. Like I know that for sure.
Right.
And I think that turns off a lot of men
interesting.
actually because they're like, I want kids, or like I already have my kids' names picked out, which I'm always like, that's
Yeah.
surprising. But I don't know that they think much past that point. Where I'm like, you're an adult male in your mid-30s and you want kids, but you got to get to stepping on that because women who are in your same age, I mean,
Yeah.
women have to get to stepping on it more than men do,
Yeah.
right? Like you could do that forever. But anyway,
Thank God.
yeah, right. You're like, I'm gonna
Sorry.
wait till I'm 60
No.
when I'm fully ready.
Yeah, I'm still cooking.
Yeah, let him cook. Yeah, no, I don't go into dating being like, I'm looking for this outcome,
Yeah.
which I think is a beautiful thing, and I think sometimes leads me astray where I'm like, sometimes I worry I'm wasting my time with too many people because I don't want kids, because I don't really, marriage is not like the end point for me. I don't have these time constraints, which is beautiful. And then other times I'm like, well, don't waste it,
How would you waste it?
just like being with ding dongs for too
Okay,
long,
yeah.
like staying friends with people I'm not dating anymore. Like,
Friends.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, where it's like, and again, lovely person, but we're
What?
not fucking. I should at least be fucking someone.
Sure.
Is this making sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about wedding stuff.
Talking about wedding stuff.
In your set, you're talking about the pulling of the garter thing.
Yeah, the garter belt.
You're like, they're under the dress like a badger going
Yeah.
for something. I thought that was very funny.
Thank you.
So, I mean, are you deconstructing wedding stuff to make fun of it more on stage now, or where did the wedding stuff start coming in to your sets?
That is actually a very old joke that I was
Okay.
like, I just know I'm going to be recording it.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure I'm saying it. I was like, okay, what are other traditions I want to make fun of? But
just going to your friends' weddings and being like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. You know what's whack about this wedding?
Yeah. You're just writing down bits.
Honestly, luckily, all of my friends' weddings have been very lovely and very chill.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, yeah, good. To camera.
Yeah, in case they're watching.
Friends. And every like bachelorette party I've been a part of was also very chill. So I'm
never done like the dick necklaces and like
no
cowboy hats.
No dick shot glasses. No
like,
dick paraphernalia.
sashes.
No sashes. One sash.
What did it say?
Bride to be.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 2. But that's fine. But yeah, they've all been very chill and very fun. So I do feel very grateful because I feel like everyone has a horror story.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of comics do. I mean,
do you have one?
No.
A bachelor party horror story?
No.
Y'all go golfing?
I haven't really been invited to any. No, yeah, we went to some strip clubs with one guy. That was fun. Yeah, that was fun.
That's fun and easy.
Yeah, it's fun and easy. We did go to the super dingy one way up on Federal. It's called Dandy Dan's. And every year at graduation, they say now accepting applications for like a school class of 2000, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But I mean, they got like the Dog the Bounty Hunter guy out front, you know, and his fucking bulletproof vest and his gun. And like, I think that they have one popcorn machine. They make you pay your 2-drink minimum before you get in.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, that's the first time I've seen that. Is that a common thing?
No, but it just makes sense that they're like, no, we will make the minimum that we need to make off of you right now.
For sure. And it was like, they were just chairs, like old office chairs, just lining the walls.
Like
that's
the
where
Herman
you got
Miller.
That's where you got your lap dances. It was just like sit down in this old office chair, and
I mean,
they're gonna go to town. Yeah, I mean, it was a dingy place, right?
Love.
And so like these dumb derps just walk in, and like my fucking bullshit detector was off, like danger detector was off, but these guys are drunk at this point, you know. One of the white guys. And so they have this popcorn machine, which I know is just there for marks. They're like, if someone's going to eat out of this popcorn machine here, we're going to jump him. Because they're obviously drunk enough to want food or whatever. I thought it was like a genius plot from, you know, the gang there or whatever.
Is that what happened?
Well, the guy started getting food. And like, I just started noticing more and more people like just crowding around us. And I was like, we got to go. Like, we got to go. And we got out with nothing happening. But like, I was like the most uncomfortable, like danger feeling I've had.
Good on you.
As an adult. It was like,
I don't know
this
that I
is
would.
crazy.
I think I just would have been like, random, they have popcorn here. Like I'd not even thought about it. But
that's for marks, bro.
Wow. Wow. They went fishing.
Don't do it. Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
Yeah. One of the people has got a lap dance and
crazy.
I mean, they're just like, hey, we know $40. We're gonna make you come through your fucking jeans over here. And then, I mean, it was a weird vibe. It is
what it is.
Yeah, they were just on pool tables.
Yeah,
with like they were hanging on to rafters
in the ceiling. Was that your
first
time at a strip club?
No, I had a time in when I was young, like 18.
Okay.
There's one 18 and up club in Boulder.
Yeah,
and I went too much, a lot.
Really?
Yeah, there's one girl who got me.
How frequently were you going?
Enough for my mom to be like, what are you doing?
Oh, wow. So you would tell her, like, I'm going to the strip club?
Yeah, because I lived with them at the time.
And you were honest with them?
Yeah.
I love that. You weren't even like, I'm going to a friend's house.
I was like, no, I got things going. Like,
yeah. So, okay, so when you say that one of the gals got you, you mean?
She, like, just got me to give her a lot of money for no return.
How much money do you think you spent?
At least $500 on her.
That's beautiful.
I guess
that's supporting women entrepreneurs.
Yeah. I like that. I'm gonna frame it like that from now on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, truly, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and so for a lap dance,
$60.
$60 for like time, one song. Yeah. Okay,
and that could vary
because I just like that you said you're gonna come in your pants, and I was like, is that the guarantee?
Well, at Dandy Dance, it is.
They're like, we will make you come in this cruddy office chair, or else we're shoving popcorn in your mouth, and that.
I mean,
it's a whole separate issue.
There's a lot.
I've gone to a handful of strip clubs. I feel like there's a lot of guy friends who I talk to who are like, I've never been to one, and I'm always like, I've been to at least 3. So what are y'all doing?
Were they female oriented strip clubs, or were they guys, or were they girls?
There were girls dancing. Yeah, I went to one in Vegas that had Frenchie from The Rock of Love. Do you
Okay.
remember that program?
I remember the program. Don't remember Frenchie.
Oh, well, she was French.
Okay. Well,
And she just had like she had her lips done to the high heavens and like a boob job, and she was French trash, la poubelle, as you may say, the trash can. Yep, that's her. And I remember being at the strip club, and everyone I was with was on ecstasy, and I didn't do ecstasy because I wasn't doing drugs yet. And I just remember being at the strip club and being like,
how
"What
old?
the fuck?" 23,
Okay. Wow.
maybe.
Stayed straight edge that long, huh?
Yeah. Honestly, I was surprised too. I think not long after that, I finally tried ecstasy for the first time, and I was like,
Finally.
"Oh yeah, yeah." Well, I knew I wanted to do drugs, but I was scared, and I didn't know the like safest environment in which to do it. Um,
Wow.
and yeah, so
This
saw
was
her.
a time.
Yeah. And then went to some other strip club in Long Beach that was like by the port of Long Beach. So I was like, we were in the cut a little bit. But that was fun. And then I live close by to this burlesque bar in Los Angeles called Jumbo's. So I'll frequent there.
Oh, you frequent?
I frequent. Usually for my birthday, I will go.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
fun because it's burlesque. So it's a little bit.
It's different. That's not a strip club.
Yeah. You don't see nips and you don't see hole.
Yeah.
Because they serve booze.
Yeah, yeah. That's one thing. When I was going to the bus stop in Boulder, it was 18
That's
up.
what it's called?
Yeah, it was called the bus stop because it's right next to the bus stop. And they used to do comedy shows way back in the day. It was before my time, though.
Of course.
And yeah, it was like fully nude in the 18 and up, with no alcohol.
Yeah.
And then they had a place across or next door that was you could have alcohol but not fully nude.
And what was that one called?
It was the same place. It was the same place.
The Greyhound Station?
They just had maybe. They weren't that clever. They were just like, "Do you want to see tits or not?"
Yeah. They should have just said tits, no tits.
Well, bush, no bush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hole, no hole.
Yeah. When you boil it down.
Yeah, ultimately. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun because I'm not really there, and I'm so sorry, ladies. I'm not really there to spend my money. I'm just there to help these.
And they're not.
Jabronis spend their money.
You don't feel any tension because of that. They're not
At a strip club, no. At Jumbo's, I do. I am like, I will empty my bank account for you right now. What do you need?
Because you're an artist.
You are an artist, and what do you need from me? And I do like that. Everyone has a shtick.
Yeah, yeah.
I find similarly to dancers, this is going to be crazy. Similarly to dancers, where I feel a lot of people show up and they go, "I want you to be my mean mommy." Like, of the dancers where they're like, have a bad attitude. I almost want you to borderline spit on me. I want you to clomp your heels around. Am I wrong?
That's the customers are
Yeah,
asking
the customers
that
are asking that. Yeah.
I don't know. I've been to like one burlesque thing and it was like a comedy burlesque thing.
I see.
At a bar. So
I just think maybe I go to Jumbo's too much, but I feel like a handful of them have like an attitude as like part of their persona.
Uh-huh.
And I feel men who watch women comics or engage with women comics want the same thing from them, where it's like, are you gonna roast me? Are you gonna call me a worm?
God damn.
Or like,
that's a certain kind of guy.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't like that.
I don't know.
That intense flirty thing still kind of frightens me.
What do you mean like, intense flirty thing? You mean flirting?
No, like that. Well, I guess I don't know. Belittling me or whatever might not be flirting.
Negging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I just get like nervous. I'm like, what are they expecting from me? And that just gives me anxiety.
Okay. So. Okay. So you go, I am a worm. I am a worm.
Like, I can't, I don't know. I'm married. I don't know. I can't do anything. Bye. I don't know why I'm here.
That's so funny. I was talking about that the other day with someone where I was like, I think being on an app and being like, I am a comic, people are like, oh, so do you like whatever, they're listing comics like, what do you think of Joe Rogan or whatever, they want to talk about. Men want to talk to me about what I think about Louis C.K., which really means what do you think about cancel culture, which is like, just ask me that instead.
I thought they were asking if they could jerk off in front of you.
Well, that's step 2.
Okay, sorry. I didn't.
Yeah,
sorry.
They have some tact. No, and they want to know what I think about Joe Rogan, and they want to talk about Kill Tony. And then I just think it leads. I just think they think that it's like, oh, if you're a comic, you must be like mean because crowd work is shitting on people, and you do the dunk, and that's all it is. And it's like do the dunk, and it's like, unfortunately, I'm just a nice person. And the only person I'm dunking on is my dad. Like okay. I don't know. So there's always that
And they want to be daddy, right?
well, they want to be something.
Okay.
I don't know what they want to be. Maybe some of them. But I do think there's an expectation of like, roast me, or like, are you gonna rip me to
Interesting.
shreds? And it's like, no, that's not what I do. But that's fine.
But that's fine.
Yeah. Tell me.
So you're not out there doming for anybody, I guess is what you're putting out there. You don't want to step on any balls.
No.
You're not trying to fucking kick any dicks.
No, I'm not trying to peg people. I was on field for a while, and
this podcast is over.
Yeah. End. I was on field for a while, and then I would match with a handful.
You're on what?
Field, which was a dating app. It's a dating app that's for non-monogamous folks and or kinky folks that I think just like more vanilla folks have found as like a new Tinder, right? Where they're like, I'm trying to get laid, and this is a place to do it. And you can be very upfront about what you're looking for because it is inherently a horny app, which is fine. I think sometimes my issue with it sometimes would be like, I'm still a person.
Right.
You cannot just talk at me like I am not a human being with hopes and feelings and dreams.
Sure.
Who's also horny. It just felt like a lot for men to try to understand.
Yeah.
And I got annoyed by that. And that was part of why I was like, I think I need to delete this because I'm tired of being spoken to in this way. But there would be a handful of guys who I would match with and they would be like, are you going to peg me? And I was like, no, I don't know you.
Jesus.
No. And
right off the bat, huh?
Right off the bat. And then they would unmatch. And I was like, honestly, good for you. Like,
yeah,
good.
Man, I guess they're, getting weeded out.
Yeah. I'm not here for it. You're not here for it either. Okay,
yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
But anyway, instantly. Are you going to peg me? No. That's not my service in this world. It's not what I'm offering.
All right.
I'm offering rays of sunshine.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah. Through the form of this a dildo that you strap on.
Yeah.
And you put in their
yeah. I call it my ray of sunshine.
yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. We're getting down a road. We've gone down a road.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about pegging?
No, I mean, if you want to continue to talk about pegging, we can.
I have nothing
I don't want to
else
shut anything down. I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum.
Sure. Me either. I'm defensive. Me either.
Yeah.
No, I have nothing else to say about it. I've never done it.
I was going to say, you were talking about Texas comedy, or you brought up Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Have you been to Austin and done any of that stuff? Or have you?
I went to Austin.
Travels brought you there?
My travels have brought me there. Last year, I went with Lisa Curry, who was headlining the Velveeta Room. Actually, I thought it was cool. Like, I like that all the comedy is essentially in like one area, so it's cool to be able to bounce from like place to place. It's unfortunate that the place to place happens to be off 6th Street, where it's just like the most chaotic part of Austin, where it's like, they close the street down, everyone's fucking hammered. I swear to God, I looked around and I was like, everyone here is underage. Like everyone here is 18, like with a fake ID. It's a little stressful. And then it's interesting because, whoops, sorry, that was loud. Some of the comedy clubs are open until 2 a.m. and they're barking until like midnight, 1 a.m. Just like pulling in the most drunk people where I'm like, is this a good audience? Or do you even care if they're a good audience? Or are they just people? And it's a lot of people practicing free speech, telling bad jokes, and it was totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Went into the
Did you find audiences liked your comedy, or they loved your grandma stuff? Hot grandma? They're like, yeah, we're into it.
They were very horny for it. No, all the shows were fun. I had a good time. I think something that I got caught up in early on was like listening to a lot of other male comics say like, just in hindsight, bad jokes, but I at the time was taking them so personally, and I was like, you hate women and you're so fucked up and misogynistic and whatever. And ultimately I was like, if that's fine, like that's them doing their thing. I've been able to kind of separate, like, those are the jokes that you tell. That doesn't mean that you can't appreciate other jokes. And so yeah, even if I go on stage and do my little shtick, and if people can still laugh at that, then it's like, okay, so you're still just here to like be open and listen, I guess, right? You just have a different, or like the other comics on the shows or whatever. It's not like, unless you say, I don't know, certain words, I'm not going to listen to. Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay, yeah. So you didn't feel it crossed into hate speech or anything like that. It was just
Not for me. I mean, no, there were certainly people there who were saying some buck wild shit.
Okay.
Yeah, where I'm just like, I feel across comedy right now, everyone just wants to
that's
go.
supposed to be the Wild West,
Yeah,
like that's where people are pushing the boundaries there,
But I'm like, all you want to say is the word retarded again? Like, it just
Whoa!
seems like, well, I just think like that is.
I mean, yeah, it's
that
a
is
fun word to say.
The word, like the flavor of the word of the year, where everyone's like, we're going to take that back. And it's like, okay, have fun. Like, I guess if that is so important to you, I hope you figure out a way to incorporate that into your shtick in a way that like is really fulfilling, but like, yeah. I don't need it. Haven't needed it in a while, like I don't, whatever. Anyway, so it just seems like a lot of people who are like, I'm going to hold on to this one word still and run with it. And then calling things gay, of course.
Yeah.
Classic.
Just classic 90s fun right there.
Yeah. I did see there was one show I saw at the Creek in the Cave that was wild where, God, I can't even remember what happened anymore, but bongs were being shoved inside of people and it was pretty fucking crazy. And
what was being shoved?
Bongs. Weed smoking
like
devices.
bongs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
they
so
were
that
getting
was
pegged with bongs?
Yeah. People were getting pegged with literally.
Wow.
And I was like, well, that's fun.
At the Creek in the Cave, huh?
Yeah.
That ain't happening at the mothership.
No, and I was like, well, this is around the corner from this other thing. And the other thing being the mothership. And so I was like, all right, cool.
Cool.
It was crazy. It was one of the crazier things I've seen in stand-up. I actually almost asked some comics last night, what's the craziest thing you've seen on stage? And I didn't because I couldn't remember what mine would be. But now that I'm telling you, I'm like, that's the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah. It was sick. It was sick. And the show was run
like
by queer
gross
people.
Or
no,
like cool.
It was cool. Because
Okay.
I was like, I don't know. To me, I was like, this is rad. This is fun. And I kind of loved that it was happening around the corner from the mothership, which is like, I don't know, the pinnacle of heterosexual masculinity. I just love a little duality.
Yeah. I mean, some yin and yang right there.
Truly. So that was fun. And then like I walked into the mothership and I saw some comic where I was like, you're a known sexual assaulter. I'll leave now. Like, I don't know. But then isn't that all of comedy?
I mean, it seems like it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Austin was fun and cool, and I would definitely go back.
Think it's better than Denver? What? Is that, Rachel Friedland says,
I know, right?
Denver
Can you believe?
I'm like,
I literally come here once a year. Last time I was here, I ran into a comic from Portland, and he was like, "Oh, hey, did you move here?" And I was like, "Nope, just here a lot. Just
once
having
a year?
damn good." Yeah. Well, I think one year I came here twice.
Yeah, I think so. But that's great.
But I have fun.
Yeah, Denver's a great place.
It's a wonderful place.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to leave. That's why I wouldn't want to leave.
No, and I don't blame you. And truly, I was saying this the other day too, where I'm like, or I think I was saying this to you in the car on the way over, which is that I started in Orange County, but then very quickly moved to LA because I was like, why would I be in Orange County? And it's like, oh, because you're not good yet. You don't know how to tell a joke yet. Or like, you don't know what it sounds like when you tell a joke yet. Like,
right.
So I get so envious of people who can start in other cities or like who have a great comedy community, like a Denver or like a Portland, or I guess in Austin or whatever. I guess in Austin, I don't know. I'm trying to think of when I went to Austin prior to last year. I know I went one other time, but anyway, you get what I'm saying, where you have a place where you can really like foster community and like learn the ropes. And I think there's even a lot of like language that you can learn in Denver of like working the smaller clubs or working into bigger clubs or like what it means to be like an opener or a feature, and like negotiating contracts or how much you get paid. Like, I think there's a lot of valuable knowledge that you can gain from being in a place like Denver where
there's a lot of opportunity.
There's a lot of opportunity. And I think obviously there's a lot of opportunity in LA, but I just don't know that it's as accessible, right? Unless you're fully dedicated to being I am at this club 5 days a week doing my thing here.
I was listening to some podcast and the guy was talking about how he ran into, I think it was a previous guest, Elon Stripling, said he was in, do you know Elon?
Yeah, I saw Elon in LA the other week.
Yeah, he's great. He's constantly going back and forth to things. He's like making a lot of moves. I think he said he ran to Judd Apatow and they were just like walking the same way in New York or whatever. And he asked him a question or whatever. But Judd Apatow was basically like, you need to move to New York. If you want to make it, you have to move to New York.
Sure. Which is interesting.
And I'm like, do I want that?
No.
I want to make it. I guess I would like to be successful.
I think I disagree with that. I think
Yeah,
especially
it's like,
right
is that old
now,
guy thing? Is
I don't
that
know that
just
it's
like
old guy thing. I think it's pre-pandemic thing where I think there's a lot of comics who have moved from LA or New York back to like hometown or whatever, new home base. If you're a working comic and if you're on the road, who cares if you're in LA or New York? You know,
right,
if
yeah.
I'm like if you're already picking up steam from whatever non-coastal city, elite coastal city you're in, and if you're making money already, then why would you need to go spend more money on rent somewhere else where it's like, okay, but all my work is in the Midwest, so why am I paying rent in LA to leave every week, or whatever.
Yeah, I guess I listen to a lot of Tuesdays with Stories, things like
Mhm.
that, and they're like, "Got to be in New York. This is where you make it happen and all that
Sure,
jazz."
which isn't to say that it's like
So
you
I
won't.
just feel like I'm like, I'm fucking up.
Well, you're because it's what you're told,
Yeah,
literally,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
through these
Basically,
stories,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And that's not to say that like you won't, by like moving to a big city, different opportunities,
yeah,
meeting
yeah.
a ton more people. Like, of course, I'm not saying that like one shouldn't. I just think that I know more comics now who lived in LA or New York who are like, I'm moving back to the Midwest because I am on the road so much and I don't actually need to
You
be
just
here
do it
anymore.
from there.
Yeah. And maybe that's because they've already built themselves up enough
Yeah,
to that
yeah.
point. So like,
They
I
made
don't
the
know.
connections. They can, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. It's tempting. I don't know, but I don't want to leave Denver. Is what I'm saying. I love it.
Sure.
I love it here. I think
That's how I
but
feel
then it's
about
like,
LA. Even if I wasn't doing stand up, I'm like, I think I would just still love to live here.
yeah,
I do think at a certain point, I'm like, I think I have to have a like give up plan or something, or like I'm
a
tired
give
now.
up plan.
Yeah. Where then I would maybe move to Portland because I have a lot of family and friends up there.
Okay.
But it's hard to imagine leaving. I really feel strongly tied to LA
Yeah,
because I think it
I get that.
has so much to offer. Like there's just so many things to do, and
Yeah.
I love having things to do.
Yeah, you want to go out, you want to be seen.
I want
That's
to
a
go out. And
place. That's
yeah,
a place to do
yeah.
it for sure.
I told one of my friends in Portland that I was like, I think that something holding me back is that there's no raves here.
Raves.
But now they're having more raves in Portland. So I'm like, well,
You
it
go
could
to
be.
raves?
Yeah.
You like going to the music? I guess
Yeah.
you do ecstasy is what we
Well,
learned
okay.
earlier.
And justice for me, I'm not doing drugs every time
She's on Molly right now.
sometimes I go sober.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you
People go
enjoy
sober
it.
to these things. Yes, because I like the music.
You like the
I
music.
like the beep boops. Yeah.
Okay.
I love
What
disco.
is it about it
I love
that you
house
like?
music. I think it's the only thing that makes my brain turn off.
Because it's overloaded?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But even
We're
still,
getting back to the work thing. It's like you're overloading.
yeah.
And
I mean, even sometimes I'll have a little loop going where I'm like thinking about
right
stuff.
now it's like just in the back of your head.
Yeah.
As we're having this discussion.
And it's always Sandstorm.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I love. I'm big into drum and bass and a little UKG right now.
Yeah. So I had a Sam Cooke station on as we were driving here.
Yeah, I
you didn't
heard
say
it.
nothing.
No, and I
and
said,
you're like, in your eyes,
yeah. I was like, I can't hear the Elvis Presley over
is he
my.
dropping the bass right now?
Yeah.
Why is that happening?
No, I do. I love it. It's I don't know, fun, cool. I like the music. I follow a lot of DJs. I listen to a lot of mixes. I'm like
Yeah, wow.
I'm
You're
very
a raver
interested.
girl.
I'm a raver
I didn't know that
girl.
was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Would you call yourself a raver girly?
For sure.
You're done. I thought girly was over though.
I don't know. It's still in my vocab.
Okay.
I have like glitter sparkles I'll put on.
You do? I've seen
I
that.
don't have. Yeah, I don't have like a whole. I have one raver wear outfit, and I don't wear it every time. So
Just like imagining leather, like bright green leather.
That's a good. I like that for me too. The thing I have is like a mesh. I don't know. It's kind of like an optical illusion
leather mesh
situation.
Optical.
Yeah, it's sick.
Okay.
It's sick.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure it is.
fun.
I'm having a hard time picturing it.
We can pull up a photo.
We'll go to your Instagram.
Yeah. No, but it's fun. I like it. But that's another place where I'm like, luckily, people are very respectful on the dance floor. No one's being gross and weird. There's some annoying bros that
used to be
into.
murder on the dance floor. Now it's respectful on the dance floor.
Yeah, it's respectful on the dance floor. Like last week, I was at a show and this guy next to me.
A rave show.
At a rave.
Okay, you were at a rave last week.
Actually, I was at a rave last week seeing this guy Conducta, who's wonderful. And last night he was in Denver. And I was almost like, should I go back to the other show? And then I was like, you don't need to be doing that. It's okay. But there was a guy like standing dancing next to me who kept turning to me and going. And I was like, I don't need you to do that in front of my face. Like, he did it several times, and on the third time I went, okay, and I turned and went to a different part of the dance floor to be like, I'm not engaging with you. I don't find this fun. I don't want your fist in my face.
I think he's asking you to peg him.
Yeah, and they all see men want one thing, and it's fucking disgusting. Yeah, but otherwise everyone's very respectful.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you wear earplugs?
Oh yeah. Oh, I have earplugs on my keychain.
They're bright green.
Yeah, they're
They
leather.
match your outfit.
Yeah, leather. Mesh, iridescent. They are on my keychain because, well, that's the packaging. But it's so nice because there's sometimes when you don't know you're walking into a loud bar, a loud situation. I have really sensitive. I got sensitive little holes up here.
You're going to raves all the time. Your ears are blown out.
Yeah. Well, I don't want
like
them
that guy's butthole. Ayo.
Oh.
Sorry.
And I've used them in movie theaters before.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that.
You were not. You said it.
Yeah, I went into a loud bar a couple months ago and I put them in. I was like, I don't want to.
See, we're talking about why men don't approach you. It's maybe because you have earplugs in.
I can't hear them.
Yeah.
I mean, potentially. I was with a man when I put my earplugs in at the bar. It was so. I mean, the sound quality was just so bad, and he was like, "Are you really doing that right now?" And I was like, "Yeah." Is that embarrassing?
I mean, it's a little. I mean, it's sending a signal.
What's it saying?
I don't want to hear what you're saying.
We were at a loud bar. I couldn't hear what he was saying anyway. We were dancing. I guess if you
communicate. Oh, okay. Well, you were at a dance bar.
Yeah. We were at a bar to go dance.
Interesting.
Heard of it?
Like salsa?
No, like
rave.
No, like hip hop.
Oh, interesting.
Like dance music.
Like Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Neo.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact. It was fun, but I was like, the sound quality is so bad. It's not worth losing my hearing over these coked out DJs in Echo Park.
Yeah, you're telling him where your priorities were, and he wasn't into it.
No, and that's fine. And I was like, honestly, I don't blame you for thinking this is cringe or whatever, but
It's like she's actively plugging up her holes. She must not be into it.
Yeah, but then to go home and have a ringing in my ears for the rest of the night, like,
it's uncomfortable.
Unfortunately not worth it for you, dude. I don't know. Maybe that should have been a sign.
Wow, so many layers. I like that we're really digging in.
You didn't think the movie Oppenheimer was too loud?
I didn't see it.
Good for you.
It was too depressing.
Okay.
It seemed too depressing.
It was totally fine.
It wasn't depressing?
Nah.
You didn't find all that?
All the bad stuff?
Yeah. I saw Barbie.
That was a movie that wasn't too loud. Only in color.
I love Dua Lipa now.
Yeah, good. Welcome to the team.
I listened to a whole NPR thing about her last album.
Did you listen to the new one?
Not the whole thing.
Okay.
I was trying to get through Cowboy Carter first.
Yeah, good.
Which is fucking so long.
Yeah, I'm not all the way through it either.
I know. How many songs are there?
I don't know. I started listening to it on a walk home and I was like, this is great. Like, I liked what I heard. And then I was like, okay. Also, sometimes when people have too many opinions about things, I kind of have to step away so I can let the noise die down so I can go in with my own, like, clear brain. Mm-hmm. Do you ever get that?
The noise around a subject?
Yeah.
You know? No, I get so inundated.
Oh.
Like
that you go, I gotta go in?
I've been hearing so much about the Pop-Tart movie. Haven't watched it, but I've eaten so many Pop-Tarts.
Didn't know there was a Pop-Tart movie.
Yeah, it's called Unfrosted. Jerry Seinfeld's doing it.
Oh, is that the thing where he said the thing about the PC culture or whatever?
Yeah. So it was on his tour.
Okay. I missed...
Promotional tour.
I see. I missed... All I know is I opened Twitter one day and I was like, who said this? Like, because everyone was like, you know what you can't say anymore. Everyone was like quoting the thing, but I was like, I can't find the source of who this was. So he said that while promoting a Pop-Tarts movie.
Yeah.
The corporation movie.
Mm-hmm.
He had something to say about free speech.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I mean,
goes hand in hand.
If anybody else is, he just has, he can say it. He's got that fuck me money.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay, so you haven't seen the movie, but you're Pop-Tart.
I've just been constantly eating Pop-Tarts. I'm too influenced by things. That's what I'm saying. I'm too...
You're like, I'm too much the target demo. Yeah.
Well, I'm too influential. No, that means I'm influenced other people.
Yeah.
I get influenced very easily.
Easily influenced.
Yeah, like I can't even listen to The Shining on audiobook anymore because then I start being like, oh, this little pup. That's what he calls his wife when he's mad at her. This little pup's are you going to take your medicine?
I've never seen it.
I start getting like...
I'm not a scary
in my
movie
head,
person.
and I start getting mad at my wife. And
oh my God. Do you want to do drugs?
No.
You want to go to a
really
rave?
crazy.
Yeah.
I have an X in my shed. I'd probably get that.
Uh-oh.
I'd go full Jack Nicholson.
Damn. Do you worry about that?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I used to worry about when I was younger because my grandma has straight up schizophrenia.
Okay.
And on my mom's side, and everyone was like, "Oh, it skips a generation. It skips a generation. If it's gonna get triggered, it's gonna get triggered in
I
your
have another
20s and stuff
friend,
like that."
yeah, who has
So-
that running in her family, and she was like, "Will it be me?" So like truly
Yeah,
around
yeah.
the time that she turned 30, she was like bracing for schizophrenia now.
Yeah, and sometimes I just get in a spiral of just like me freaking myself out. And in Catholicism, you get a lot of stuff about demons and shit like that.
So crazy.
I think that's something Jewish people don't deal with as much.
No.
Demon influence.
No.
The demonic.
No.
The devil's not coming after your soul.
No, it's
as
a
much.
very, to me, growing up Reform Jewish, was a very neutral experience. You know, there's no like, God isn't punishing you. Like, no one is coming to harm you.
Yeah.
Either way.
And I say this on stage as well, but it's like Catholicism is the you go looking for trouble, you're gonna find trouble religion. It's like the devil, they teach you the devil's real and God will let him fuck with you for no good reason. And they don't have that in Judaism, huh?
No. But what's nuts is that I still feel so impressed upon by living in a Christian society. Like I still think I feel like the shame of
Well, that's good.
Christianity. Yeah.
Well, that's just
that's
good.
good.
Well, that's good.
That's just American values. Yeah, which
you
is
can't put earplugs on against that.
Yeah. And boy, have I tried. No, it's nuts because there are some times where I'll be like unraveling things in therapy, and I'm like, where do I feel this shame from? Because it's not from my religion, right? Like it's not like how I grew up. So is it like
Judaism, Catholicism, both shame-based religions.
Which is crazy because
they're like this.
Yeah, and it really is just. But to me, I don't think the shame comes from the text of like the Torah. I think the shame comes from the family.
The
shame,
Torah.
yeah. The shame comes from the bubbies and the former, but you know, it's like passed on from generation to generation, type of thing.
Just as bad.
Yeah, evidently, yeah.
I mean,
because I am
still there.
I am feeling it. Yeah.
Still gets in you.
When did you?
It got pegged out of me a long time ago.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
I'm just joking.
Yeah,
nope,
brother.
more into me.
Yeah.
I feel bad just saying that
The devil's
joke.
in my stomach.
Whew.
No, when did you deconstruct? What do you call it? Leave? Was it not really that big of a thing?
Well, I saw Dogma very early in my life, and that really got me because that was like making fun of, but also okay to question.
Yeah.
In a funny way. So that really did get me on a road to be like, oh, this is absurd. Like other people do see this as an absurd thing, or like at least something that there is some questionable stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I saw that probably when I was like 14, 16.
That's cool.
And then that sent me on a longer journey. Still plenty of shame and self guilt and all that jazz.
You got to hold on to your roots.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's what made me who I am.
Right.
And yeah, and then in therapy, you know, just being surrounded by some good people, luckily, you know, that were like, yeah, that's kind of not cool, or what don't you think that's kind of fucked up, or
right? Did you have a relationship with God as a kid?
Yeah, and I was scared of him at first,
Sure.
you know, like, you know, angry guy wagging his finger at you in the sky.
Yeah.
But my grandma really had helped me with that because she was like, was telling me like when she prayed, when I'd go in the summers to work with my grandparents, they had like a lawn mowing service. So I'd go and do that. My grandma, they had big statues, like statue this up to my waist of the Virgin Mary right in there in the doorway.
Good.
And yeah, they also had Cinemax. So I'd see like
conflicting messages.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it was just like, I don't think they knew they had Cinemax, but I found it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was a little kid trying to do my thing. And there was also the Virgin Mary right there.
Yeah, that's
so very, I mean, self-love to self-hate immediately.
In the blink of an eye.
Oh, yeah, for real.
In the turn of a head.
So religion would come up a lot. We go to church and whatever. So, but my grandma was like, oh, I just have a conversation with God. Like I just talk to him. Like when we're talking about like praying.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you just be like, hey, bro, what's up? And she's like, she laughed and was like, I mean, maybe not quite like that, but she'll be like,
sure.
Hey, I you know, need some help with this. Or I'm not feeling well or whatever. So I still do that when I'm feeling scared or whatever, like if I almost got hit when I'm driving or something, or
Sure.
got missed an accident or something, shit just happens on the road, being on the road a lot. And I'm like, oh, thanks God, or like,
Sure.
hey, thanks for watching out, or a lot of my elderly family has died and stuff, and I do think that like, hey, they're watching over me, or like I think about them and I want to talk to them in a way. So I do feel like a connection to something bigger.
Sure.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know if I think of guy on a cloud
you don't
stuff
wagging
anymore.
finger.
Yeah.
And is there lightning going on as well? For me, there's lightning going on
only
as
if
well.
it's bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just am always like,
only if he's mad.
you always have all the weather happening up there.
Okay.
I
do love the image of Zeus.
Yeah.
With the cloud.
I think that's who
the
I'm
lightning
thinking
bolt.
of. I'm thinking God is.
I almost got a tattoo
Zeus.
of that on my back, with like pushing back the clouds and him with a lightning bolt.
Because.
But like more of like the Disney Hercules Zeus.
Yeah. No,
so
exactly.
I thought it was fun.
Okay. Do you have tattoos?
Yeah, I have a.
I feel like we
have like a whole sleeve thing.
Yeah.
It's covered.
I don't know that I ever had. I remember as a kid talking to God in bed, and just being like, protector, whatever. I
like
want
saying prayers, or like just like, hey,
no, because
today was crazy. What's her name's kind of a bitch.
Yeah, or like what's it called, bartering?
Okay.
Where I'm like, I swear I won't do this anymore if you can just help me out with this. And then I remember one night being like, I think I had a great grandma when I was born, up until I was 10. I think
like
is when
a
she died.
really cool grandma.
Great,
like she was great. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry.
And I think sometime around like her dying, I was like, well, God can't be real, because that's crazy. Like that's fucked up.
That
or
people
like
die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't accept it as being natural.
No, I get it.
It was just like,
I get it. You're a kid.
This is fucked.
Yeah.
And I think also going to Hebrew school every week and like, sorry to say it, but learning about the Holocaust, I was like,
that's what you learn in Hebrew school?
oh yeah.
I thought it was like about the Torah.
Yeah, we learn about. I mean, we learn about the whole thing. We learn
Well, that's not in the Torah,
the Hebrew
right?
alphabet.
Okay.
We learn how to read Hebrew. That's what's crazy. Sometimes people will be like, "Do you speak Hebrew?" I can't speak Hebrew, but I could read it for you.
Interesting.
That feels cuckoo. Anyway, I'm like, I can read a language, couldn't tell you what anything says. Yeah, I think learning about that, I was like, God certainly can't be real, because that's so fucked up. That like,
that people aren't there anymore.
how do you come back from that? God. But
so
I
now
did.
You're challenging him.
Yeah, so now I
You're
am
in bed
challenging him
at night.
But something I did have to
Oof.
unlearn, which I don't feel like there was a lot to unlearn from Judaism per se, but one thing I learned as a kid was I had to learn that Santa Claus wasn't real.
It's a big one too.
That was I was like, I got duped by this.
But you're Jewish.
Exactly. But I think my parents were still like, yeah, we celebrate Hanukkah and we totally buy these gifts for you. But they celebrate Christmas, so Santa brings them their gifts.
Okay.
And I was like, that makes sense.
Okay.
And I remember being in 5th grade when my friend told me like, oh yeah, Santa isn't real. And I was like, gagged. I was like, what? That's crazy. So that's how I learned that Santa wasn't real.
Some bitch.
Yeah. No, and God bless, because I don't want to be. I don't want to be the Jewish ding dong. Yeah, a lot of God blesses. Yeah, I don't want to be the ding dong who's like, wait, what? Santa's not real, and I'm 17 years old.
I just learned it right now.
Oh, well, sorry. Well, you're welcome, and God bless.
Magic's over. No, I mean, I don't know. I heard some quote recently that was like, the idea of hell or like the people who are like scared by religion are people who haven't gone through anything, and then like people who are spiritual for people who've like been through hell or something like that.
Love that.
Yeah. So I was like, I mean, my life wasn't perfect, but I think I've gone through enough where I was like, the idea that someone's looking out for me or something is, there's something better, or I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
It does comfort me in a way.
Totally.
Especially to think like my the people I love are still, looking over me in a way. Not like watching me masterbate or something like that, but like, because I mean, that's the first thing
you call them in, you go, hey, it's 11 o'clock.
It's about to happen.
Yeah.
Come on in, Grandpa.
Everyone just float on down.
Yeah. But, I think, I was very close to my great aunt, and I, think about my life and where I'm at now. And
she was an aunt who was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in both ways. And, I like to think that like she knows that I'm doing well, or I'm doing okay, and like, I feel like I owe a lot of that to her and things like that. So I do feel
I love that.
gratitude, I guess.
Yeah.
Ultimately gratitude.
Yeah. When I find a good deal at Marshall's, I go, Bubby, put this here.
Okay.
My grandma put this here for me to find.
It was your rave suit? Your
yeah,
one rave suit?
Yeah. I plug in different discount codes online. I go, thank you, 10. And if it works, I go, Bubby, thank you for that. No, truly. I mean, I have some good days
your
at
inheritance is gone.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You need
exactly. Some days when I find good deals at the TJ Maxx at the Marshalls, I go, it's a good Bubby did this for me.
TJ Maxx. I don't go there enough.
Oh my God.
You go
got
to Marshall's. Been getting into my job, I'm driving around a lot,
Yeah.
and sometimes you just gotta like wait.
Sure.
So I get to and I drive this big bus, so I go to a lot of like just parking lots.
Right.
Targets.
Yeah.
A big go-to for me.
So you just walk in and stroll?
Yeah.
Because this would be dangerous for me because then I go,
I mean, I want to spend so much money.
Yeah, I'm like, what's $20 here or there? And then
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, you're spending your paycheck before you actually get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Which is fine.
What was something you bought recently that you really loved?
Well,
Or you like sticking to the dollar bins at Target?
No, I recently started going to some malls.
Yeah.
Like the Aurora Mall.
Nice.
Sunglass Hut. They're like 3 pairs of glasses I want so bad. But they're all like $200.
Yeah, they
I'm like,
are
I can't
expensive.
fucking do it.
They are expensive.
I'm talking myself into 2 pairs of glasses I'm working on.
What brands?
Oakley. I do like Oakley.
Nice. Wow.
Brand loyal since I was a kid.
I was going to say that feels very high school.
Yeah, I got a uncle who got me into Oakleys when I was a
Nice.
kid, and then he was just, so now I've just always gone Oakleys. The Ray-Bans just don't fit as well. Oakleys are a little bit wider.
Yeah.
And that fits my head better.
And are you getting the tactical ones that are like
No,
red and blue on the...
No, never did that yet. I haven't know the guy next door does that. He just walks around
Sure.
the neighborhood so confidently.
Well, his eyes are so protected.
I guess.
So
yeah, but I'm at the sunglasses and be like, these are polarized and prisms, right? And
what's
he's like,
prisms?
Prisms is just like a different color. I mean, they like enhance the color. I think. I'm like, I'm driving a lot, so I need these to like raise to not get in there.
Yeah, and you really need to make sure you see red light and green light.
Yeah, I want to get these ones that are like a soccer guy's glasses.
Okay,
he's like,
who's soccer guy?
I don't know his name.
Oh,
I don't know soccer. You know soccer?
Sometimes.
Okay, well,
I know goal.
I know Ted Lasso.
I did not watch Ted. That's a perfect example. Actually, everyone was gagged about Ted Lasso, and I was like,
dude.
I just can't watch
it. Peg me.
There you go. See, I think that's
believe.
Beautiful. You believe.
Yeah.
And I believe as well for you. But that's a show that everyone was like, you have to. And I was like, I'll watch it when everyone shuts the fuck up about it.
Oh, man.
Because I just can't go into it being like, okay, well, this better change my life. I had this happen with a restaurant in LA recently.
Oh, did it change your life though?
No. And I was pissed because I was like, and it was good. But I was like, there's so much hype around this place that once I finally went, I was like, it's good. And then I was so frustrated by like, I just had so many conversations about it. It was an argument that I had gotten into with someone that I was dating where I was like, if someone else asked you to go there with them, would you go? And he was like, yeah, probably. And I was like, but I want to go with you. So why would you go with someone else?
Yeah, it's not about the food at this point, right?
Well, it's both. Well, it's both because it really got so much hype that you could not get a reservation for like months and months. So it was like,
this is our Casa Bonita. Do you know you can't get in there? If you wanted to go, you couldn't just walk in?
Really?
Yeah.
You have to have a res.
Yeah, no, what it is you put your name into the email.
It's a lottery?
It's a lottery, yeah.
Holy shit.
No. It's crazy, right?
Damn. Have you been?
No, haven't gotten in the lottery.
How annoying.
I mean, not since it reopened. I mean, I went when I was a kid.
Okay, was it? And how was it as a kid? Okay.
I mean, that was notoriously terrible.
Okay.
You didn't go for the food.
You went for the entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people diving into the pools, right?
Yeah. People getting pegged in Black Bart's cave.
Love that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm putting my name in the lottery now. And I'm extending my trip for a month.
Okay. Well, that's probably as long as they'll take.
How often do they do like reservation or like how often do they send out like you won?
Yeah, people are getting them a lot, I think. I mean, like every day, I think, but they have certain hours they're open and stuff. So it's a whole thing.
Yeah, they have certain hours that they're open.
Yeah,
they are.
I mean, like that you can go. They're not just like open. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's not like I'm just outside.
I mean, it seems like it used to be like that, right?
I don't know. Well, okay, well, that was like not
like they do dinner now. It's not just like lunch to they're not like noon to midnight. It's like you go for dinner service, and that's what they do.
And a show.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a show there.
Yeah.
See some high school divers, and then
that's gotta be really stressful for a job.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine working there. They get paid very well.
Do
I
they?
remember looking at the getting hired thing. They hire actors. They do a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Okay, it's a production.
Yes.
You might say.
Yeah. Dare I say an immersive experience?
I was going to say a dinner theater moment.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you done a dinner theater moment?
No.
And have you done a murder mystery dinner?
No.
And
they used to have one.
Would you ever? Like
Sure.
even with friends?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. I can't stay in character to save my life.
I did one immersive like play thing. That was very fun. It was very fun. Although my two friends did put it on, so I had like way more.
Okay, you were invested.
I had way more, patience, I guess. But it was great. I didn't need it. I didn't need the patience. I was in.
Okay, you were.
I mean, it was fun.
Okay, and so you were playing a character. You weren't just there to like watch.
I was me, but yeah, they had like you're. It was like this post-apocalyptic thing, and then you like split up into factions, and like you had like you're doing things.
Did you do theater in high school?
No, I did in college.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you love it?
I loved the theater. I was like one credit away from getting my minor in journalism.
Okay.
But I was like, nope, I'm getting my minor in theater.
Yeah, there you go. That's so funny. You have zero theater kid energy, so I'm really surprised to hear that.
Well, you have zero rave energy to me, so
I'm
surprised to hear that.
I can't believe it. I'm like, it's just so much
when
part
you
of my.
think of a rave person, I don't think of you.
Because I would have what? Dreads?
Yeah, dreads, a glow in the dark hula hoop.
Uh-huh.
Do you know Georgia Comstock? She's a raver girl.
Oh, okay.
When I think of what?
Okay. I don't know her like that, but I will go look her up after this. And
I know she has like a hula hoop she talks about that
that's
costs
fun.
like $500 and it's got like LEDs in it and shit. Something like that.
Yeah, none of the raves I go to have like, I think one or two have had people with like gloves, but a lot of them are, I'm like,
have you seen
cool.
that ASMR where they do the hand stuff?
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. I'm very, have we talked about this?
ASMR? I don't think so.
Got into it. I'm trying to do a whole bit about it, but it's hard to explain to people when they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So
Harpo Khosla has a bit. He's a LA comic about how he was watching this ASMR person. Like she was like, open my mail with me. And he does this whole joke where it's like halfway through, she's like, oh my God, I'm getting audited by the.
Yes, I think that's also part of it. It's like if you listen too long, it's like they get into some weird ass shit.
Yeah.
Because they're not comics. They're like not performers.
No, they're just people doing ASMR. I will say that after watching him do that bit, I was like, I will now allow myself to enjoy ASMR because I was swiping through on TikTok, noticing I would really stop and watch these videos. And I was like, is this a sex thing? What's wrong with you?
I do think my whole thing is like, it's like the ones I get into are like chicks with their tits out. And then at the end, they're like, hey, if you want to come to my OnlyFans, if you want to see the real show, get in my OnlyFans.
What feed are you on? Because everything I'm on, let me tell you what I'm on. I'm on wood soup TikTok. There's no
I don't know what
tits
the
in the
fuck you're
wood
doing.
soup. I'm in actual ASMR. You're in horny ASMR.
Well, yeah, because I was like, but the joke starts out, it's like my wife sent me some stuff. She's like, oh, if you're having trouble sleeping, watch this. And it's all like self-affirmation, feel good.
Love.
Like pretty soon it's just like chicks with their tits out being like this shit. Like this is like my whole, I mean, this is
your
pretty
explore
tame.
page.
But, it starts off with like this.
Yeah, I don't think they let you have your
like
tits
30
out
minutes
on
of,
YouTube.
oh my God. Have you?
They do?
I mean, I don't know if they last long, but
yeah,
I've seen some crazy stuff.
Oh,
can you hear that?
Yeah, this is intimate. This is really
it's
intimate.
Very.
But I like on TikTok
See,
when
like, look at that thumbnail. Look at that. She knows what she's doing.
Sure. I like when they go like, we're gonna put this makeup on your face, and they like.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I can't do it. I wish I could do it because it seems like a great revenue stream, to be honest.
Yeah, that's like how I start off with my joke. Is like, I'm getting out of the comedy game. I want to get in the ASMR thing.
Yeah.
And it's like porn because you start off with one girl. Like, I watch all this girl's videos. Like, you're very loyal to one person. And then you start wandering. Your eyes start wandering over to the side thing. And you're like,
tits.
Yeah, it's like, let me hear
they
what
had
this
their tits out the whole time.
30 minutes
you're like,
of
I was
uninterrupted.
loyal to you.
Yeah.
I was for a while like trying to use the wood soup. Will you look up a wood soup one, please? So I can show you I can show you my side of ASMR. I was trying to use the wood soup to fall asleep to, but it wasn't working. But I did find, oh yeah, baby.
Okay, so it's balls of wood.
Yeah.
And they're actually like in a bowl, like soup.
Yes. And then they have like massage music playing in the background.
Yeah, this is,
It's satisfying.
I mean, she better be topless.
Yeah. Even if we can't see it off cam, those tits better be out.
I mean, her channel's not gonna blow up if her tits aren't out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you are the customer and you are providing feedback.
Dislike. Yeah. Tits better be out. I've already commented.
Yeah. No, but this is I love a wood soup. But you know what my friend turned me on to recently is something called green noise, which is not white noise. It is elements. It's like nature sounds with elements of white noise underneath. And it really does help me go night-night. Oh, I could fall asleep right now.
There was something about being on the island in the Azores with the ocean being right there.
Oh,
it is very there is something about it.
Yeah.
I get it.
No, it's stunning.
Yeah, I guess it's like nature's ASMR. It's like, wow, nature's an ASMR now.
When I tell people, like, I feel like also on apps, it's always reflected back to me that I'm like, I'm not a nature girly. I'm not a hiker girly. I don't camp. And truly, I remember going with my friends in Portland. We did a hike to I think by Hood River, and it was beautiful, stunning, and it sounded glorious. And I truly stood there and was watching the river and listening to it. And I said out loud, oh my God, this doesn't even turn off at night. Like, I was just like, oh, you're so city pilled, just so like, wow, this is just always on. The river's just always running. But yeah, I mean, to be by an ocean and to just
the
get
water. I do like a water sound.
Yeah.
I do feel like I'm Portuguese Moana over here. Like I always loved water.
Did you let
I was
your hair
always
down?
like, I did.
Yeah. Cute.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I've always been drawn to this idea of water. Like I was very into the whole Bruce Lee, like be like water thing. Like I do like part of that's like all my whole tattoo here was like the basis for it. And yeah, and then when I went, I'm like, let's just be in the water.
I love
Let's just
that.
go on a boat. I fucking love being in a boat on the water.
What's your sign?
Capricorn.
I don't know if that means anything. If you said Pisces, I would have gone, oh, that makes sense. But
right. Well, you could have said that with Capricorn and would have had just the same effect. I
guess. My grandma was a Capricorn.
Okay.
Y'all like things done certain ways.
Yeah, I'm very picky. I do have a controlling thing.
Yeah.
Like I did go to school for a video production. I thought I was going to direct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very like, I want to be.
You want to be fully in control.
Yeah. And I only started doing theater classes so I took some acting classes so I could tell people what I wanted better.
I mean, at least you did the work to go figure out like, how do I go understand them?
Yeah, that was like the idea. But.
Were you in any plays that you loved?
Yeah. I mean, loved.
Liked. We can take it a step down.
I mean, I did the Heidi Chronicles in college and, I enjoyed that, the experience.
Cool.
The play itself wasn't like, oh my God, this whole story or whatever. I didn't get into, it wasn't Les Mis or anything, but.
Do you go see plays now?
Not on a consistent basis. Okay. I'd like to more. I mean, it's expensive.
It is expensive.
I've seen some, more indie stuff, things like that.
Yeah.
And whenever I do go, I'm like, I should do this more. But then, life happens. And
yeah. For some reason in LA, I'm always like, you could be going to a million art galleries right now and you're sitting at home. And then I'm like, I don't even know any galleries. What am I getting so down on myself? I think just the abundance of like options of like, what do I want to choose to like go enjoy today kind of gets overwhelming. Yeah. Analysis paralysis kind of.
Yeah. I do love going to be inspired by art. One of the like lightning round questions I would ask is like, what was the last piece of art that really moved you? Do you have anything that comes to mind?
I guess this is from a while ago, but I did see Jacqueline Novak's Get on Your Knees.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Okay, so I guess that's my same fucking answer.
No, I mean, that's good. We didn't bring it up in this context, but I know you said that was something that was very influential on your one-woman show that you're doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not even doing that anymore.
Okay.
Now I'm just doing an album.
You're done with the idea of a one-woman show.
I'm not done with it. I just think I need to reapproach it from a different angle.
Okay.
Essentially, my mom was like, please don't tell this story anymore. And I was like, you got it, lady.
Right. Because there was a whole family secret thing that came out that was part of the show.
Exactly.
And now she's like, I don't want that to be out there.
Yeah. And sometimes people are like, just do it anyway. And I'm like, I like my mom.
They're working out their mommy issues through you.
Yeah. They're like, fuck it, dude. And I'm like,
she can't tell me what to do. I mean, you.
Yeah. Where I'm also like, this is not going to be the thing that like pushes my art beyond.
I mean, it could be your breakout thing. Who knows?
I don't think so.
Okay, well then, yeah. Then
also, I don't think so, and also, I believe I have other things that I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that, yeah.
I don't need to rely
If you're
on this thing.
already on Broadway or off Broadway and they're like, we're taking you to the big show. And then she's
Sure.
like, nope.
Yeah.
Then that's a little different.
Then it's a little different. Yeah. So instead of the show, I've now just taken all the material I was working on my grandma, all the material about my grandma, taking that material and then putting it just into like an album, comedy album, which is good. It feels just as fulfilling. It was nice to give myself that direction of like post-COVID. I was like, I don't just want to keep talking about dating. I don't know why I have a complex about talking about dating on stage. It is what's going on in my life, but I think I feel weird being like, woman talking about dating, woman comic talking about dating, of course. But then I'm like, what are other comics talking about?
A lot about dating.
Fast food, like what's the difference?
I mean, yeah, even guys are talking about dating, I guess, yeah, but it doesn't seem as like a big thing when guys are doing it.
Yeah. It's funnier.
Yeah, sorry.
Or whatever.
I don't know about that, but,
Yeah, it's more allowed.
People aren't being like, oh, they're doing that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was nice to have the task for myself, like, I guess, to be like, I'm only writing jokes about my grandma and her life and whatever. So like, I have a good 10 minutes on that broad. But I like it. It was cool. Actually, the last time I was in Colorado with Lisa Curry at the Comedy Fort, I was like, man, I'm going to do like a 15 to 20 minute set and it's mostly going to be grandma material. And I was like, we'll just see how this goes. It felt very like, this could be very alienating and people could really not connect with it. And after the show, there were a handful of people who were like, I work in healthcare. I work at like a nursing facility. And like, that's exactly what it's like. And I loved your material. Or like, I was helping a family member who was passing and that is the experience. And so I was like, well, that's cool. I guess people know old people and that's relatable, or like people had a grandma and whatever.
Yeah. I mean, well, they say take like the personal and then that's also very universal in
right.
ways.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're connecting. That's a good sign.
It is a good sign.
What are you going to call it? I know we talked about titles.
No. Did we talk about titles last time?
The first time.
Oh yeah, right. Rich and Tchotchkes, I think, was the other thing.
Yep.
So for this, I don't know. I kind of had this idea that I wanted to call it Legs.
She's got legs.
Yeah, exactly. And then if anyone wrote about it, they'd have to write Rachel Friedland's Legs. And I kind of like that idea.
Funny. Yeah, it's funny.
Last night I said something about the album because I was like, oh, I have a like production team helping me produce it. And I said, so I guess somebody wants this. And then someone last night was like, that's kind of a funny title. Somebody wants this.
Sure.
So I don't know. I'm open. Please DM me with ideas.
Pegger with ideas.
Yeah. Rachel Friedland, the Pegger.
Won't peg you.
Yeah.
Not gonna peg you. Maybe that's the second album.
Yeah. Not Peggy.
Not Peggy. Yeah.
I don't know. I was talking to a handful of people about like comedy like album titles because like, does it have to be related to the material? Can it be something that is completely separate and doesn't, isn't like mentioned? I don't know that there's a rule for it.
No. There isn't.
I don't know. What do you think?
I would like it to, represent what it is. That would be where I would be coming from. So
yeah, I guess I would.
Although, and no one likes Left Hand Right Brain as a title. So
why?
They're like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh, left-handed. I'm left-handed, so left, right brain. Creative, sensitive.
Yeah.
I gotta explain it, but we're talking. So I mean, there's also that, and like,
I'm like, well,
but people don't like it.
Well, they're ding dongs.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, don't call it Left Hand Right Brain.
Okay, I won't. Can you imagine the SEO on that? Just a nightmare. No, I mean, when I think about like, well, what represents the material on the whole, it's like, I don't know, the Friedland Zane experience. Like it's like family tree.
Hot but old but hot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but she didn't want to be known as being old, right?
No, the grandma that fucked.
I mean, that's I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
You got my attention.
Yeah. I don't know that my mom would like that either, but
again, you can't do everything for your mom, is all I'm saying.
What
you can't do everything.
Yeah, or it could be like, the movie Rachel Getting Married.
Heard of it?
Yeah. Anne Hathaway. Great actress.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get why people hate on her. But I was like, oh, I wish I could take that title because I think that's kind of funny. Yeah. Rachel Getting Divorced, maybe. But I'm not divorced. Yeah. I'm not married.
But, people would know that until they saw it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that sounds like the wrong signal. You're not like, I love kids. And then you think it's like kid-based or, like directed towards kids or something like that.
Yeah, Kids Bop. That's what I call it.
Puppies and kittens.
Yeah. Rachel Friedland presents Kid Bops. Kid Bops for jokes.
Legs is funny.
Yeah, I think legs is kind of fun. We'll see.
Yeah.
I truly don't know. There's so many things about, like, I guess putting this together that I'm like, I can't wait to figure them out. Like, coming up with a title is like such a fun thing to try to sit and think about that I've really tried to not think about it too much, so I don't get too distracted from like finishing up the last couple of jokes I want to work on.
The doing of the thing is the thing, which is always not as fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the work is the work. You know, the work is the thing.
The work is the thing. Maybe that's the title. And just word soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, sorry we couldn't help out with the title on this episode, but you know.
No, this is the workshop.
Yeah.
This is part of the work.
Workshop, dude.
Yeah.
That's my next podcast, bro.
Hell yeah, dude.
The workshop.
And that's where we live.
Yeah, the workshop, putting in work. That would be your podcast, putting in work.
Yeah, I love it. Also,
working.
The other night you had mentioned we were talking about protein.
Oh yeah.
As we're one to do. I also stopped eating enough protein. And so I was like, I think all my gains are gone. I feel like a little string bean again.
Well, your arms look great.
Oh, thank you so much.
You look strong.
Because I'm eating more protein again.
Okay.
Good. And I'm just here to say to you on the mic, follow your protein dreams. Yeah. I purchased protein bars to bring with me so I could be like, you gotta get back on it.
Yeah. I like Ghost is the brand. I like Ghost protein. I think it tastes the best.
Yeah. We were talking about that. And I do keep them in mind whenever I run out of my protein, but I learned I can get mine at Costco.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste as good.
The Isopure?
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's fine.
You like it?
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. The Ghost one is like
good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I was trying to get in a lot a day. So
how much protein are you trying to get?
I mean, at first, when we were first talking like 2 years ago, I was trying to get 250 grams of protein a day.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I got with a trainer and he was like, that's like, you're overweight, so you don't need to do it. Like lean body mass.
Yeah.
Because I was going by 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight.
Right.
And well, I wasn't 250, I was like 220, but I was trying to get in a lot.
Right.
And but he's like, yeah, more like 175.
Sure.
So I've been
much more.
But I mean, still, it's like if sometimes when I'm being lazy, it's like 2 shakes a day, So I don't want to, if I'm not getting it in by eating.
Yeah.
Food.
You know what? I stopped at the Whole Foods when I got into Denver
nice.
to pick up some meals to keep at Katie's place.
Katie's house. Wow, you brought meals.
Yeah. Well,
again, it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive to eat out all the time.
For 5 days.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, sure.
Also, I'm like, you got a fridge right here.
Get it. Yeah.
I slammed a Siggy's vanilla yogurt before you picked me up.
Wow.
16 G's a pee, baby.
Wow.
It's good. Anyway, so I was at the Whole Foods looking at their pre-made
grams of protein.
Yeah. Sorry, for non-meatheads out there. Also, just I'm the only person who calls it that.
G's a pee.
G's a pee. The Whole Foods bean and cheese burrito. No, I'm gonna say it wrong.
Where do you even get that at?
In their pre-made section.
Oh, okay.
This is gonna sound crazy. I want to say it had 42 G's of pee in it. That's nuts. Maybe 24. But
okay, yeah, that sounds more reasonable.
The bean and cheese burrito had more protein in it than their carnitas, like burrito.
Oh, interesting.
Right? So that's my hot tip for anyone who's also on the hunt for more protein.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I mean, because the refried beans, comes in powder form mostly, so you could probably get a lot more. It's kind of a protein powder in that sense. And then they just rehydrate it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Taco Bell does that. It's all dehydrated beans.
I wish you would not destroy things.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's probably how they're packing so much protein into that versus.
And you know what? I do appreciate that. I was,
Whole Foods.
Not to brag, recently in Mexico City. Should you ever go, I got a whole list of restaurants for you.
No. Well, my brother's getting married at a resort in Mexico in October.
But so probably not in Mexico City then?
Is it? I don't know if it's close because I would like to get out of the resort town, but I also don't want to get taken.
I feel like you're going to be on a beach.
Okay, then that's not close.
Yeah.
It's not close?
Mexico City's in the middle.
I mean, it's pretty small, right? I don't
You could fly from somewhere. Do you know where it is?
No.
Okay. Love that. Love the closeness.
Gotta figure it out. Again, my family and I, we don't really talk that much. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen my stepbrother.
Only during business hours.
I mean, yeah, maybe at Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, no, he wasn't even there this year.
Oh, where was he?
He moved to Arizona.
Oh.
So
what's he doing there?
He was there. I think he has a small business where he like tints windows.
Great.
And like does stuff for 4-wheelers.
Good.
But again, I don't even know what the fuck he does.
Gorgeous.
Do you know what your sisters do?
Yeah.
Okay,
well, I only have
for you.
I only have one. So makes it a little bit easier. Also,
well,
we all
another
live
family
in
secret.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
bring her in.
Come on in.
She looks just like you.
She's also got a weird spelling of her name.
She's wearing your rave suit.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, it looks great. I was at a little cart in Mexico City just getting like a torta on a little before we went to the club. Thank you very much. And
say sandwich.
I got a torta.
Yeah, nice.
I'll do it.
Very
I took
nice.
Spanish classes before I went to ahead of going to Mexico City
because I Spanish, but you could read Hebrew.
Yeah, isn't that fucked?
I mean, that's interesting.
Well, I grew up
You're
in Southern
a complex
California.
person.
Yeah. The guy making the sandwich
Thank you.
took a scoop of beans out of a plastic bag that looked like an Uncle Ben's. Like you put in the microwave to heat it up and like slathered it on the bread. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. Ended up being one of the best bites of the trip.
Interesting.
So, you know what? Justice for rehydrated powder beans.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of refried beans because I've been trying to do low carb.
Yeah.
Low carb, whatever.
Okay.
I've been having a lot of beans with my eggs in the morning.
But are they powder beans?
No, they come in a can, but
Yeah,
I mean, I would
refried.
just do the refried. Yeah. But they are refried beans because I don't like black beans. I don't like the kidney beans. I don't like pinto beans.
Oh, really?
I don't like the whole bean. I wish they had refried beans at like Qdoba.
You don't like beans?
Chipotle. Not really. I guess I'm not a bean guy.
Beans are like
because I'm a Mexican.
No,
like,
I just love beans.
Really?
A bean and cheese burrito is my like favorite.
If you could put some potatoes in there, yes. Yeah, I love potatoes, dude. I've been such a fucking French fry kick recently.
Yeah. Okay. Normal fry, waffle fry, seasoned fry.
I'm about to do a fry bracket with another comic.
Fun.
Yeah. So I mean, like these are the things I need to get in right now. I don't like a waffle.
Yeah.
I think it's like too much in one
too
bite.
Much.
Yeah. I mean, classic McDonald's fry is gonna be hard to beat.
Mm-hmm.
That's your childhood fry. That's what you think about when you have fries.
Yeah.
Not a big steak fry. It's almost too much. Again, it's like a spatula.
I like the bite to it. Yeah. But I understand what you're saying.
Crinkle cut. The Shake Shack does a crinkle cut. That's it, but they're like the only place that does it.
Sure. Del Taco has a good crinkle cut.
Interesting.
I know y'all don't have that.
We don't have a lot here.
And I'm not going to even try to say that In-N-Out fries are good. They're terrible.
I know. Thank you.
They're bad.
Well, that's what triggered me wanting to do the French fry bracket.
Yeah.
Is because he was like, "Oh, thanks for hitting me up with these In-N-Out fries." I'm like, "What?
No.
Yeah. No.
Get the fuck out of here.
People are crazy.
What about a wedge? Does that count as a fry?
I do like a wedge.
But you don't like a steak cut.
I mean, it depends on how big it is. If it's like a slab.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, you know what's bullshit is shoestring. I think shoestrings are bullshit.
Really?
Yeah, it's like too much. It's like a little bundle.
crunchy.
I'm trying to get too much.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to get some ketchup in there as well.
Yeah. It's
Not a
all
good
like falling
vessel
through
for
the
ketchup.
fries. Yeah.
Which is a big thing for me.
You love ketchup.
I like ketchup.
Do you put ketchup on your eggs?
I used to when I was a kid. I used to. Not so much anymore.
Yeah. What changed?
I'm making the eggs. I use butter.
Okay.
And I'll season them.
Okay. So ketchup was like a flavor.
I'll do it at like if I'm getting an omelet. If I get an omelet at like a Denny's or whatever, I'm using ketchup.
Wow. That's something I never got on board with.
Okay.
And it stresses me out a little bit.
If a guy was like to put too much ketchup on a date, would you be like, I'm out?
On his eggs?
On anything. But yeah, I'm thinking eggs. Let's say you go to an IHOP.
Let's say eggs because it really does give me.
You go to an IHOP after a rave.
The ick. I would be like, I'm waiting 2 hours before we kiss.
Because of the ketchup?
Not because of the ketchup, but the combination. There's something about it to me that's a little, I don't know, it's icky.
I should try to do a whole bit about like how ketchup is the perfect food because it hits all 5. Like
sure, sweet, salty. Yeah.
Umami. You know. Yeah, it
wasn't
my best bet.
Okay.
It wasn't my best bet.
It? Okay.
It hits all 5, like all the senses in your tongue. All the taste sensors or whatever.
I'm a very much like, I need to be in control of my sauces.
Like, what about salsa?
Love salsa.
Okay.
Love any kind of salsa.
Tomato based?
It is tomato based. Spicy though.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas ketchup is a little sweet.
Yeah, that's what I like. I like sweet.
And truly, my beef is my sweets and my savories touching on like in a non-charcuterie way. Like,
don't like a sweet and sour.
I like a sweet and sour. I know. You know what it is? When people let their syrup, like if you have a breakfast plate and there's a pancake on it and eggs and you let the syrup touch the eggs.
Wow.
No.
You're not mixing bites?
No. You got to keep them separated.
What about a fucking McGriddle?
No, I've never had one because it goes against my moral compass.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, that was like this morning I was saying I had breakfast at
the Universal?
The Universal.
Yeah, best one in Denver.
Which was great and delicious.
Get at me.
But
sponsor me.
Yeah, sponsor the pod.
No, sponsor me personally.
Yeah. Just you going up and being like, ketchup again, I guess.
Ketchup.
Had a beautiful, delicious grits dish, and then after said, I'll now have a pancake.
Yeah.
Gotta keep them separate.
Even like in the servings, like you didn't want them to come together.
Nope.
Because I would have ordered those at the same time.
No, or like a Thanksgiving plate when people put the sweet potato,
the cranberry,
casserole,
and yeah,
cranberry on your turkey, straight to jail. No,
wow.
Not for me.
I mean, that's why it's there, is to lube it up a little bit, because sometimes it can get a little dry.
Honestly, get a different bird then. Why are we still fucking with this bird if it's so dry that we need to like douse it in everything else? It's like, if it's
gravy?
bad,
You know, like
I
gravy.
Fuck with gravy so heavy. I love it. I also love potatoes.
Yeah, potato great.
I'm not a potato hater.
Might be the perfect food.
Yeah.
That or maybe a tomato.
What? How do you go from like the hardest, most sturdiest?
Well, because they're both so I use them in so many things. I
What are you
love a
using
potato. A tomato, ketchup, marinara sauce, fucking. I think in pizza.
Okay.
I think pizza, baby.
But you're not just like you're not like keeping tomatoes on hand to like slice them up and put them in things that. Yeah, you're saying you're transforming.
It could really up a sandwich
but
if you do have a good.
Stays potato.
Well, you fry it, I guess. I'm thinking fried potato. Yeah, frying them in various ways.
It's crazy because one turns into a liquid and the other one just takes different forms.
Yeah.
Because more it's like
wow, life crazy.
What is it like? Water can be a gas or a solid.
Is that true?
Yeah.
It's not water anymore though.
Right. It's
water vapor.
Yeah, and then ice. Yeah. So that's like the tomato.
Still water.
But like a potato ain't doing the same thing. Potato's not functioning in the same way.
So good. Well, if you dehydrate it, chip.
Sure. Okay. Fuck. Didn't even think about
dehydrated chip, bro.
Damn. Yeah, I guess I'm just not doing as much with tomatoes.
Yeah.
You just eat a tomato like straight to the dome?
No, I mean I did when I was a kid every now and then.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck I had access to so many raw tomatoes.
Did you have a little garden?
My wife had a garden.
Yeah.
And we had so many. She made bruschetta because we had so much.
Lovely.
So many. Yeah, but we had like every day for like three weeks.
You're like, it was hell, actually.
I mean, it got to be a little much.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm eating so much bread.
You're chained to your own doing where you're like, why did we have to garden?
I do love a good pico. I love a good pico de gallo.
Are you a spicy?
No, I don't like spicy.
No, spicy. That's right. We talked about that the other night.
No spice.
Sad.
I mean, I feel like you need it because your taste buds are dead. That's why you need spice. Versus my very alive ones.
Alive, awakened, now sensitive palate.
I'm making it a value thing.
Yeah. It's a moral thing now.
Yeah. Well, my buddy's always like, why don't you like the taste of like bourbon or whatever? I'm like, no, give me a milkshake. He's like, oh, what a baby palate you have. Like a little child. He's like, not like my sophisticated man palate who likes refried beans and a fucking bourbon.
I can't handle the refried bean slander.
Well, he just says he'll eat it. Like he loves the refried beans. He's like, I would eat it out of a can. I would eat it by itself.
Okay, out of the can. Raw? Raw? No, I'm like, you got to heat them up at least. You got to transform that unit at least.
He's a beast.
That's really something.
Yeah.
No, I love beans.
Yeah, but he was like saying like I have an immature palate or whatever because I like sweet things. And I'm like, not because you fucking like bourbon doesn't mean.
Dumb.
Yeah, you like cigars and bourbon doesn't mean make you better than me, Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick.
Fucking dickhead.
Fucking eat your beans out of the can.
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Thank you.
No, that is kind of crazy.
I'm gonna clip that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hi, Patrick. Bourbon, fine, neutral.
I don't like the taste of alcohol.
Yeah, right. Well,
or fish.
Really?
Something I learned in Portugal.
I was gonna say you must have had a really hard time.
It. They're like, you gotta try the mussels and clams here. You gotta do this, blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, we'll do it. And then I had we got some clams on the pier because I was like, oh, it couldn't be fresher than this, right?
Cute.
And it was like Mallory was like, oh, these are like dirty and like not good. And it tasted too fishy. But I was like, then I'm done trying. Like I'm done trying to like the thing I don't even like anyway.
That's fair.
And I was just like, I'm just going to eat whatever I want. I mean, they got other shit there too.
Yeah. I do think my mom and I went to Portugal and I do think we had cod like every day to the point where I was like, this is a lot of cod.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a lot of cod. In a way, I think I'm like cod it out.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that you had a bad time with the the
Thank
fish.
you. Yeah.
I did in Mexico City. A friend came with, and we went to this place called Contramar, and it is a seafood restaurant. And she was like, "Yeah, I don't really like seafood." And before we went, she was like, "I looked at the menu. I'm just gonna like try whatever I can try." So I would like take a bite of everything and be like, "Is it too fishy for her?" And if it wasn't, I would just put a little bit on her plate to be like, "Here you go, babe." And she did good. She tried it. I don't know that she's converted, and I don't need her to be converted, but she tried it.
Yeah, the best thing we had was in my family. I went to meet some family, and they had steak or tuna steaks,
Ooh,
and we had that, and it was just like salty and garlicky tuna. And I
yeah,
was like, all right,
beautiful.
yeah, just some tomatoes. They had sliced up tomatoes straight
That's
up
fine.
from their garden.
That's fine. It
Yeah,
wasn't until I traveled abroad, I'm sorry to say it, that I started to fuck with tomatoes.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's nice when you can travel and be like, I now have this association with
yeah,
this
yeah. It
food,
was nice.
and yeah, it can open your mind and heart and palate.
Yeah, but not spicy.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
what
rolling
was it?
my
Yeah,
eyes.
when did this happen? Were you training up as a kid?
I don't
Because
know.
even Mexicans I know that love spice are like, yeah, I was eating like chili candies when I was a kid. Like my grandma would give me jalapenos to suck on and shit like, so they're like,
Wow.
they're
No.
training up. It's not like you
I
just,
did not get trained
no
up.
one's born loving it.
No, my sister, for example, no spice. She cannot handle the spice. I don't know. I just think I ate enough Mexican food in like high school but then I would like put salsa on it and just be like, yeah, it's good.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well, takes all kinds, huh?
I guess so.
Guess
All
that's what
kinds
we
of
learned.
peppers.
You love raves and spicy
Yeah.
food.
I mean,
Jesus.
yeah.
So much
I'm so
we've learned
fun.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a fun. But she will put on headphone or earplugs
Yeah.
in a bar.
In a bar or at the movies. I'm not afraid to do that. I did it at Oppenheimer and I did it in Napoleon. Put my little earplugs in. Too loud.
Interesting. Yeah, I wanted to watch Napoleon.
It was,
Haven't seen it yet.
I had no idea what to expect. I feel so disconnected from movies, but I saw a billboard for Napoleon and I said, you know what, I'll go see that. And
Big Joaquin fan.
big horses fan.
Okay.
They put a horse on the billboard. I was like, yeah, I'll go see.
Okay.
Go see what my cousins are up to.
That also what?
I don't know.
Is that why you listen to Cowboy Carter as well? There's a
Yeah,
horse on that.
exactly. Well, someone at the show last night was like, let's all go around and say our names and one fun fact about us. So I was like, former horse girl. And everyone went, whoa, wow. I can't. And I was like,
Interesting.
I never know what it means when I say that to people. Cause for a while I thought that horse girl had like a horny undertone to it or like a implication behind it. And then people were
you're
like,
riding a beast.
I guess. But then other people were like, no, horse girls are weird. And I was like, I don't know. So I just say it and I kind of let people
It
have
is
their own
weird, but I
interpretation.
mean, there any like niche thing is weird. Goth girls, anime girls,
Sure.
or men, whatever.
Yeah.
Steampunk guys.
The
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird.
steampunk. I went to a birthday party, a 40-year-old man's birthday party that was steampunk themed. And I showed up in just like plains clothes. And my friend was like, oh, you didn't dress up. And I was like, I didn't see that there was a theme. And I just think I blacked out that it was supposed to be a steampunk theme.
You just didn't see it.
Whoopsies. And then there were people doing up close magic.
You're like,
the
do you
whole
have a
night.
wrench I could
Yeah,
hold?
right.
Or
I'm like, I'm wearing glasses.
a watch?
What do you
Innards?
Yeah, a bird cage I can put on my head.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yeah, and there were people doing magic all night.
So you were at a rich person's party.
Yep.
They could pay to have magicians there?
Several.
Oh, wow.
Steampunk.
Okay, well.
That's how they decided to spend their money.
They obviously didn't lose their inheritance. Huh?
Yeah, sure, yeah. It's like, and on to that
You'd be
note.
balling if you hadn't lost it. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I was thinking, we're talking about the Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. You gotta reference the last episode she was on, guys. If
right.
you want to know the whole story.
If you want to know the whole story.
Her family was a victim of a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
Okay, she lost her inheritance.
And I was thinking about it today again because
it's a traumatic
event.
Because
it's a traumatic event. But I was like, I do wonder if I were to like reapproach that show. Because ultimately I go, yes, it's a tragic thing that happened. But then I go, who cares? Like, is there so much empathy to be found? And like, my family lost all of their money and like we had so much money and now we don't. And it's like, yeah, welcome to the rest of society.
Sure.
Not like being comfortable or whatever, like.
Well, that whatever the worst thing you've gone through is the worst thing you've gone through,
Sure.
kind of a thing.
I think I felt bad even when it had initially like my family had initially understood like gravity of what was going on. And I was like, I feel bad asking anyone, because like at the time we were like, well, how are we going to pay for my grandma to like have help, because she was still living in the house that she was in, and
healthcare and things like
healthcare
that.
and things like that. My mom put together a GoFundMe, and I was like, I feel weird like it felt weird to share, to be like, I don't know that I feel comfortable asking, like, and but at the same time it's like, well, this shit that did get stolen, like, it is an unfortunate thing,
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that again today, because I don't know, it's weird to be so self-aware of like, what does this look like? Like, what does it look like for me to share a GoFundMe, to be like, hey, all of our money got stolen, y'all mind helping out? When there are so many other people that, we know, like so many comics, or who are like, also like, hi, I can't afford healthcare to like, and I need these basic needs met. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Not to bring it down.
No, I mean, it's a hard one. It's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
And we're out of time, though.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry that it's something, that, I mean, you have to go through.
No, stay tuned for the next album or whatever. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see how it gets worked out.
Something there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you do got to get to a show and things. You got to get some things moving. So I do appreciate you coming on.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Is there anything else you want to address on that, or I don't mean to like cut you off?
No, not at all. No, okay. As I was bringing it up, I was like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you
No, I mean, it's a weird, it's a bad situation. But you can come see her if you want to support Rachel. Come see her shows. Where can people find you? Where can they see where you're going to be performing next?
At Rachel Friedland on Instagram. You can follow me at Rachel_F on Twitter. I have a website. I'm trying to be better about updating it. I'll have an album out in the fall. I feel like that's the most important part of all of this to say is if you're not in Los Angeles or planning to fly to Los Angeles on July 17th at 7:30 and 9:30 p.m. to come watch me record my album, then please keep an ear out in the fall for when it's out in the world to purchase.
Yeah, name to come.
TBD. And I'm relying on you guys to help me figure that out. So get to Teppin.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being on. I'll let you sign us off however you see fit. I do say Wakanda forever. Be excellent to each other. I know that's a jarring.
Oh my
it's the
God,
first
that's
thing.
right.
Yeah, I remember saying that's like my rave moment when I first said that, and your whole view of me changed.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I mean, I was very influenced by that movie.
I love that.
And I think it's something we should all strive for.
100%.
Thank you.
I'm going to say tits out for the boys.
All right. Thank you. Bye.